Hey, this is Craig with S&B. Today we're going to be installing this helmet pumper on a 2025 RZR Pro R. This kind of gives you an overview of all the parts that this kit comes with. It's universal for all UTVs. It's got all the straps for all the different cages. It comes with 2 hoses, all the wiring. For the Pro R, we have this for the 4-seater. If you want to mount it to the back, we sell this bar separately. But everything else comes with the kit to mount on X3s, RZR 1000s. So let's get started. All right, your first step is going to be the location of the separator. For this car, we're going to go on this center bar in between the 2 front seats. So, we're going to position it here. We'll get the mounting hardware. We'll determine our roll bar size. You should have the clamps in there. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to start by assembling the hardware onto the side of the separator. We got Loctite. We're going to put these adapter pieces on first. Just a dab of Loctite on there for vibration. Washer. Oh, shit. Okay, we're going to want to put the pivot body onto the L bracket so we can get, when we put it in the car, we can kind of get a measurement of where we want this thing sitting. So same process. Bigger bolts, I already have one here. And we'll just do this kind of. Okay, we're going to loosely install this pivot body to the L bracket. Then we can determine where we want these positioned in the car. All right, so we got the seat still in here. We're going to put this thing about here. So I'm looking at probably my second hole on the L bracket. And you want to make sure that this thing is level at all times for good separation. So now that we determine that, we'll go put the L brackets on. All right, this is our position. You want to make sure that your hole is lined up and it's locked into the right angle you want. And then we'll put a bolt through here. Again, some Loctite. And do the same thing for the other side. Second hole. Okay, now that we got the L brackets, pivot bodies, everything mounted to the separator, we're going to go put the straps on. So double check that you like the position. And a little trick that we like to do so that we don't scratch up the bars, take one of these bags, wrap it over the bar. These are inch and a quarter straps. I kind of spread them apart a little bit already. They'll come real tight. This way your bar doesn't get scratched during the install. And then pull the bag out. And grab the hardware. All right, the easiest thing to do would be to have somebody help you position this thing so we can get our screws in. Extra set of hands. Okay, we're going to tighten down on these straps. Make sure the position is how you want it. Move it over in between these seats, and then we'll tighten down this hardware on the straps here. Okay, we're gonna get to our battery, which is under the front seat of this car. And if you have air-conditioned seats, you want to make sure that you disconnect this connection here and remove the front driver's seat, exposing the battery. Okay, we're going to want to remove this center console so that we can run the rocker switch to the back here, run all the wiring through here, and get this thing wired up. So these are all 10 millimeter. This thing ain't gonna work. Okay, lift up. There's a harness in there for a USB. And then this piece will come out like that, exposed. Okay, so we're gonna take our main harness, the leads for the rocker switch, and the leads for the pulse connector. We're gonna put that all up front under this glove box and pull the two leads that run to the separator down through the center console and out under the driver's side seat. So there's a hole down in here on the driver's side. So we're going to take the two leads, fish those through there. Oh, actually, we'll just get them through that hole, and then we'll go back under in the floorboard. Pull them through. Okay, so these two leads, there's a hole right underneath this big main wire harness. I'll fish them through there, and then we got this all loosened up. You're going to want to get your whole arm in there and grab those leads. All right, so I got my two connectors that mount to the separator through that hole. See them here? Now we're going to snake it up underneath, pull slack, and we'll get it out through this hole here. So I got it. This panel moves out a lot, so you can pull up on it. It'll all go back into place. Just fish it underneath the console up under there. So now we got our whole lead, two connectors that are going to go into the helmet separator. Everything else is going to stay in there and plug up front. All right, now we got these leads through the console. We'll go underneath the seat mounting. Sure we don't get our... Okay, so we're under the seat. Now we can zip tie it up the roll bar here behind the seat belts, and we'll drop this probably down this L bracket. We'll get the connectors onto the main assembly. So once you kind of have it routed, you know where you're going to go, you can plug in these connectors and then zip tie back from the particle separator assembly. So now that you've got everything routed, then we can start zip tying here, across the bar, back down, and then pull the access wire up through the console. All right, so this is everything we had remaining up front. These are the connectors for the switch. We're gonna drop those. There's another hole down in here. Drop those down and through one of the holes for the switch. And then we can connect our switch. There's our leads, get our switch. Now, each one of these is marked. You just plug it into the markings that are on the back of the switch. So, there's number. Okay, so we kind of wrote it down, but that's the pin position. So we got 8, 7 on top, 2 in the middle, 3, 6 on the bottom. So we're going to take our leads, plug them into the switch, and we'll install it. We got them all the connectors onto the switch. Pop this in here, and then we can wire tie all the extra lead up top, and we can kind of shove that down in there. Okay, so some cars you'll have accessories in all these pulse connectors. So you would use your ring terminals and go to the ground here, pull back this boot, go to the positive on here, and then go off a center wire like you can see on the particle separator. This would be where you would T-tap. And this, again, is if all these connectors are full. You're going to go orange wire off of any one of them. That's your accessory. Ground, and down there would be your positive. So yeah, you would use, for the accessory wire, you would use the T-tap here, connect to that center wire, and this would be your orange lead coming off of your harness. Since we have a bunch of open options here, this car's brand new, we're gonna take and use the butt connector and put this pulse butt connectors on each wire and use the pulse connector in one of the free openings. Okay, so we're gonna put the butt connector. I already slid this one off, I took it off there. Just a little bit of wire showing. Take our next one. Again, just a little bit of wire showing. We're gonna strip the, we're gonna cut the terminals off the main harness. Take the other ends off of these posi taps. Black to black, orange to orange, red to red. So we're just finishing up on this last posi tap. The black and red wire are a little bit bigger than the orange. So you just kind of twist and get the wire through until you can see it come out the other end. That. All right, so we got good connection on all these wires. Now we can go back up into the pulse bar. We'll take out, okay, now we'll take out this plug. There's a little tab on the back. Pull this out. This is just like a dummy plug. And our connector will just clip right in there. Okay, and we're going to take all our extra leads, we're going to zip tie it up into a bundle and kind of stick it underneath the glove box here. So we got all that excess wire, kind of zip tie this into a bundle, and then there's a, shove it down in there, and then there's also a, we can kind of keep it zip tied so it doesn't rattle around. Down in here. All right, so now would be a good time to do a test. We'll do the key on, do the switch on. You're gonna wanna check for air on the bottom and then check for air in the back. 2 fans. Everything's running good. We'll put the hose hangers on, button everything back up. Test, everything's good. We're gonna reinstall the glove box, the upper glove box. Get those 2 screws mounted. Okay, we can reinstall the seat. And this connector for this one had air conditioned seats. We'll plug that back in. Okay, we're going to attach the hoses and find out where we want to position. Okay, last thing, we're going to put the hose hanger up. We elected to put it here. This one had a roof, so this is a 2-inch strap. Again, you have all the straps for all different cages. You should have 2 of every size, so 1 to mount the separator, 1 to mount the hose hangers, and again, these are included with the kit. So we're just gonna get this into position and tighten her down. Okay, we got it all installed. We elected to put it in the middle here. If you do want to place another one for the back seat, we have this optional bar that mounts right to these 2 bolts. You can mount another one back here if you have your kids sitting back here. But yeah, clean install, really easy. Yeah, if you have any other questions regarding the install, just give us a call.